In Parliament today, Singapore is taking steps to reduce its carbon footprint. From 2023, all new vehicles purchased by the government will be cleaner and greener. For example, the Defence Ministry will be replacing its 400 administrative vehicles with hybrids and electric ones. The aim is to have all vehicles run on cleaner energy by 2040. Lim Chu Kang could also become Singapore's food bowl. Studies are underway to redevelop the Lim Chu Kang agriculture area. Singapore plans to boost its local food production to almost one-third of the country's needs by 2030. All secondary school students will have their own digital device by 2028. It will be progressively rolled out from June as part of plans to equip students with digital literacy skills. Students will also receive an EduSave top-up of $200 to support the purchase. Mental health education will also be a key priority in schools. This is part of the new character and citizenship education curriculum, which kicks in next year. All schools will have a support network made up of students to encourage them to help one another.
With stronger mental health education and peer support cultures, students will also be able to look out for one another and seek guidance from teachers and counsellors if they notice that a friend is struggling. The smallest, simplest gestures can make a difference. Anyone can do it. That's what makes peer support so powerful.
More emphasis will also be placed on cyber wellness education. Education Minister Ong Ye Kung said that this would help students cope with new pressures that arise from the prevalence of social media and smart devices.
We will devote more time and develop more materials to teach this subject, so that students will learn to critically evaluate what they read online, be able to tell genuine news from falsehoods, and not rely on social media likes for validation. Values are what distinguish us from computers and machines that we cannot abdicate to technology. We apply our moral and value systems whether we are offline or we are online.
I'm now joined by education correspondent Amelia Tseng. Now, Amelia, a lot was covered today on the education front, but let's start with the refreshed character and citizenship education curriculum that will kick in next year. Now, what specific concerns surrounding cyber wellness is the Education Ministry hoping to address with this?
Yeah, okay, so cyber wellness is something that comes along with a lot of concerns. I think young people today, like the minister said himself, are very different from previous generations, their parents, and the kind of exposure that we get from being in the digital world. And so the use of social media, smart devices is so commonplace today among students. And this has, led to a whole host of different complex issues down the road. Things like digital addiction, gaming problems, cyber bullying. And when you extend this even further, you could get problems like that lead to sexual offenses, like even digital voyeurism, filming someone in the shower. And we see this a lot in the news today. So mental health issues is somehow closely related to cyber wellness. It's also been in the spotlight in Singapore for in recent years because increasing number of young people are coming forward to seek help for their mental well-being, and research has shown that this is mental wellness really needs to be tackled. If we want to improve our students, resilience, sense of self-esteem and all that. And so I think the need for students to learn from young how to navigate like online spaces is very crucial, to use these spaces and resources responsibly and with a lot more discernment than they're doing right now.
So how will this curriculum look like, at the primary and secondary levels? So
as a whole, more time in general will be devoted to looking at cyber wellness issues, and more materials are being developed by MOE to teach this subject. But it's also not a completely new subject in a sense like math or English. It will just be weaved into a new character and citizenship education that syllabus that is being rolled out to schools starting next year. So broadly, schools will spend about 50% more time discussing cyber wellness issues, and for secondary schools, mental health will also be included in this new syllabus. So overall, CC will be further integrated into lessons and activities like cohort camps, CCAs, learning journeys, and all that lah. So every school experience can be a CCE lesson. Every teacher can be a CCE teacher. And also, in addition, primary schools will spend more time or place a greater emphasis on imparting moral values from young. And this will be in pupils' mother tongue languages to also kind of emphasize the use of MTL.
I see.
For secondary schools, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Just one last point for secondary schools, they want to discuss more contemporary issues like cyberbullying, online media, climate change, and all these things will also be included in the new CCE.
Now, Amelia, just a final question for you. There's a lot of course, excitement with regards to bringing in these digital devices. But on the flip side, they can be a distraction too. Now, how can such devices be made useful for students?
Yeah, so primarily these devices are supposed to be used for. It can be like a laptop, an iPad, used to complement learning in classrooms and at home. So, but students will be disappointed to know that there'll be ways to control their usage time and screen time. So for one, they are blocked from downloading certain like gaming apps or accessing such websites, or you can't watch Korean drama on it. And the devices, you can also be programmed to turn off late night usage, like from after 12 midnight. So there's a limited functionality. It needs to be done so that there's no misuse. But it's also similar to how mobile phones are not allowed during school time.
Well, many thanks for joining us, Amelia. I've been speaking to education correspondent Amelia Ting on the latest from Parliament. Now do visit straitstimes.com for more.